people don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations, and they expect, and then when you have that loss, they might expect you to be better in like 3 weeks.
Exactly.
And you're not.
Right.
And you'll never be better, and you're not the same, person.
This is Street Connect, a series that uncovers shared experiences between strangers through honest, meaningful conversations that feel healing. Come with me as I close the gap between you and someone you may have never even noticed. My name is Janelle Hill, and I'm your Street Connect. We spoke a little bit over there before I so warmly convinced you to come over and sit with me for a second.
You did.
My background is in psychological counseling, and I enjoy creating space for people, and I feel like there's so much value in seeing and knowing the story of somebody else, not only for the person, the original hearer, but for other people as well. I feel like it can bring more connection and kind of like an openness or a sensitivity to other people. So a question I usually ask to people, because I believe it helps to connect us, is can you tell me about your deepest pain?
My deepest pain. That's a good question. I guess the loss of my parents would be my deepest pain. They both died in 2011. They were elderly, but it's hard to lose your parents. Right. They were 84 and 83. My mother fought a hard battle with ovarian and breast cancer. And my father, he had dementia, and it worsened as he was hiding it, and I couldn't tell, or we were in denial. And then as things got worse, that happened. So that was really hard. That was probably like the deepest thing that I still carry with me. But I, think about my parents every day, and I know they would want me to have a good, happy life. So as time goes on, it's less painful, and you remember more happier things, that sort of thing.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I guess I've been fortunate in a sense to not have experienced a lot of loss in my life. I lost my grandmother 7 years ago, and I was very close to her. And I had between my third and fourth children, I had a miscarriage.
Oh,
that's
tough.
I feel like the grieving process it's slippery.
Yeah, people don't want to talk about it. It's uncomfortable to talk about it. People have pat lines about thoughts and prayers. I'm sure we've heard that all the time when a disaster happens. But people don't want to talk about dying and death. It's not pleasant, but I'm definitely more comfortable talking about it since I've been there. When it was happening to me, I didn't know really anyone who went through it for a while. I knew people whose parents had died suddenly, but I didn't know someone who had to deal with healthcare challenges, finding help, resources, and then, your parents don't want the help, so that was also challenging. But, people don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations, and they expect, and then when you have that loss, they might expect you to be better in 3 weeks.
Exactly.
And you're not.
Right.
And you'll never be better, and you're not the same, person. But I just try to embrace, if I felt that pain, that means there was a lot of love.
That's a lovely perspective. How else do you feel like you've changed as a result of that loss?
Initially, I had a very low tolerance for BS, so I be polite here. I sort of had more boundaries that I didn't have before. And I also realized that certain things weren't that important. Where I might have put value on certain things, I had less value on, maybe outcomes or just trying to maybe do certain things. It wasn't as important, because what was important was, trying to help my parents, trying to help them as best we could. So that shows you kind of what's important. When I lost my family in 2011, my parents, you go through that, it's very fresh. and then you go back a little bit to your
Right.
normal thing, and then
Right.
it comes back. But
Right.
it's imprinted in you. I mean, it's sort of like when you need it, it comes out. For myself, I want to do the things I want to do and enjoy the life that I do have. I've always kind of lived my life that way, but I try hard not to let those other things that come in the way, like bother me. And just try to put boundaries.
That's good. That's some good stuff.